So I wanted to get my story out there. I wanted to create some credibility with me of why I'm in front of this, why I'm never going to walk away from this, and why the whole world needs to hear about this. And this is not just because we make money. This is because we're changing lives. And you are part of that story. So, Maia, why don't you tell us your story of what you have gone through? And then I'm here to answer any questions that you guys may have.
Okay. So, well, obviously, you guys know my name is Maya. I'm 25. I was born with sickle cell anemia, SS, in 1998. They weren't even doing newborn screenings at the time, but my mom has the trait, and she found out when she was 6 months pregnant with me that my father has the trait as well. So she told her doctors, and the doctor did a screening when I was born, and that's when we found out I had sickle cell. When I first started like growing up, I would have crises, but I never had pain outside of my crises events. So I didn't know that there were sickle cell patients who had pain on the daily until I started having that pain. And I guess in like the last 4 years, that's when I really started having pain every day. But if I was at the hospital, I knew I was getting admitted because the pain was too severe. There's only been a few times where I have gone to the ER and then been sent right back home, but most of the time I'm always admitted.
You were admitted on Thursday before I met you, correct?
Right.
Angie, if I'm right. I met your mom on Saturday, on a Saturday, and she had said you'd been in the hospital already for 2 days.
So before Russ had came, I was at an 8 out of 10 on the pain scale, and I had pain in my head, my neck, my shoulders, my hips, my back, all over because I also have avascular necrosis, because of the sickle cell and not having blood flow. So I couldn't talk because I was in so much pain, and the medications wasn't working. Like they drew blood for so I could get a transfusion because my counts were so low, but I didn't receive the blood until that Saturday morning at 5. So because I have antibodies, it's hard for me to find blood. So it took a while. So I didn't think the machine was gonna work. I don't know why. I was just like, at this point, I'm willing to try anything because I was in so bad pain because like the night before I had a migraine and my counts were low. The pain medicine was not working at all. So I was at an 8 out of 10, and I was laying down, and I did my right hand for 30 minutes. It went from an 8 to a 6, and it took the pain from all over in my head and neck just to my head and my left side of my neck. So then I was like, okay. But I still was skeptical because I was like, I don't know if it was like other times where the blood takes a couple hours to kick in finally. So I was like, I don't know if that's that or if it's the machine. So I was just like, okay, we'll see how it goes again. So my mom gave me another treatment of 45 minutes on my right hand. And then it took it from a 6 to a 3. And I hadn't been at a level 3 in like 2 to 3 years.
Hmm.
So then my mom left around like 10 something. And by that time, once they had made it down to the car, I was already asleep. And then around midnight or something, apparently there was accidents or whatever. At midnight, she sent me a text saying, "Hey, we're home." I never responded to that either. I was still asleep. And then around 8 the next morning, she called me and I picked up, and she said, did you get, you never responded. Are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I was asleep. But that was like the quickest I had been to sleep that whole week because I nothing was working. Like I wasn't getting no relief. I wasn't comfortable, nothing. So that was like the real first time I got sleep that week. When I got out that Tuesday, I had an infusion appointment for my Adakveo, which is like another medication that helps reduce the pain or crises as well. So I went to that appointment. I was really drained. So after that appointment, I did the AVACEN again and I went to sleep, and it took it from a 3 down to a 2. That's when I really knew it was working. Cause I was like, there's no way this is at this point, it's not the blood. Like that's been through my body a couple times. Like, there's no way. So that's when I really knew like it worked. And then on that Saturday, I had did it again and it took it down to a 1. And I was like, okay, I swear by I swear it works. Like this is a game changer. It's new for me. Okay, we got it. This is it. So I ended up not using it for like a couple of days, but I was still at a 1 level. So I was like, okay, yeah, this thing really works. Like I was so happy. I was so surprised. Like I'm usually like for the past 7 years, I haven't been this alert. I haven't been this awake. Like I have to have my pain regimen. Like I have my medications on alarms around the clock, like daily. Like I was at a level 4 or 5 every day. Like I was in pain. Like the only way I was comfortable is if I was laying down. That's how bad it was. So I was drained all the time. Like when I went to my hematologist, he was like, Maya, I've never seen you this energetic. Like you're a whole new person.
I've never seen you this energetic myself.
Like everyone's like, oh, you're a new person. Like at church, like at this during the 7 years I've been there, we've had like events where we give groceries back to the neighborhood. I've done it twice in the last 2 months. Like this is the first time I've ever done it. Um, I'm like standing up more. Like usually I have to sit down because like my body's aching, but like I can stand up for like 30 to 45 minutes. And before, like I was like, okay, I'm tapping out. I have to sit down. Um, and yeah, like overall, I'm more energetic. I'm happy. Like it's just like it's how it was when I was first like before when I didn't really have pain unless I was in a
Mhm.
crisis. So we're kind of getting back to that routine now. Because
Good.
before, like it was like, okay, well now I'm used to having a 4 and a 5, so I have to get used to that. But now it's like kind of reversed, which I think is a good thing.
This AVACEN, literally, when she went into the system, she looked at the price, and I knew where she was going because, again, I've been in healthcare for a long time, and I've worked at hospitals, doctors' offices. I'm very familiar with how the healthcare system works. Before she could even say anything, I was like, yeah, I'm like, it's pricey, but this machine is going to pay for itself over and over because to give them a quality of life, to help them not to have to deal with all this pain on a daily basis, they can be more quote unquote normal and actually live and not lay all day. Because Maya would be in so much pain. I would have to tell her to take a B12 vitamin just to have some energy to try to get up a little bit.
Mhm.
Like she said, her most comfortable position was laying in the bed all day. Well, you're laying your life and you're laying down. You're not even living. You're existing. You're barely existing. So now she's been, like I said, and like she said, been thriving. She's had energy. She wants to go. She's laughing. She's being her spunky, self that is really her. Is coming back now because of it. And I tell Russ all the time. I'm like, definitely a godsend. I appreciate you guys for creating this, developing it, for putting it out there, and we can't do nothing but spread the word on it because, again, if nothing else but our household, we see and know, given everything that she's been through.
And now it's a mission on our part, on your part, on everyone's part, to be able to get the positive word out there that the AVACEN is to be taken seriously because it's a scientific device that is changing lives. And Maia, I'm proud of you for what you're going through and you raising your voice and the fact that you're up and about and the fact that you've gone from a 10 to a 1 and you're still experiencing it, but you're not giving up. That's what we are all about. Let's get the word out there in such a way that's going to be able to get them to understand that there is a device out there that's going to be able to alter that blood flow in a positive direction, to be able to break down those inflammations and get rid of the toxins and move that much needed oxygen throughout the entire body. And as we expand, you're going to expand in the way that you're going to become well and in the way that you're going to be able to deal with life in a more positive way. Your witness is going to speak to people, and we're going to be in your corner to help make that happen.